Alright, welcome to Just Magic the Gathering. I was, looking to do a little bit of my daily grind. Kill 15 opponents does overlap nicely with what I'm currently working on, but hopefully I can get a 750 out of it. Cast creature spells. So, choices. Since I do still need to kill creatures, I think I'm just going to continue to run my lifelink deck for a little bit. I was talking to my brother offline about like what can I do to maybe strengthen it, or there are ways if I wanted to be more competitive. But because this deck has continued to drift and I think get weaker over time, even though I have tried to improve it here and there. Once again, I'm just looking for a break and to play some cards. If I can get some coins, and I like the looks of that. So I get the dual land up front, and then on 3 I could actually have my... Depends where I want to take the pain. Wayfarer's Guidestone. I don't have necessarily much for control. I'm assuming he's looking to play like Rush and Mobilize. He's playing white-black. The Fear of Ridicule. Well, that's a little problematic for me, as I can't... I'll pay the 2 life. Since he has Menace, I basically need to keep both my people unblocked, and he can probably just kill one of them to get around it. The Fear of Ridicule is a nice card. So let's see what he does. Sheltered by Ghosts. No ability to double block now. And I'm not necessarily going to take the sacrifice. Good game. And he's stolen it. An Enduring Tenacity. There's not much I can do here. I was just trying to figure out what I potentially wanted to do. The Mortify without being able to split up. I'm pretty sure this is his game. And he gets another creature. The thing is that it exiles it from my graveyard too, so it's not like I can get that card back. So, and he's already getting wider than I can deal with. What can I do here? I don't have the ward cost to cover the Mortify. If I kill his token, it just comes back. I don't really have much for options here. If I do Valentine, I can get another card. So, once again, assuming he's just gonna kill here. Good game. I missed the lifelink from the Sheltered by Ghosts. Not necessarily, but moving on. Objective was to like kill creatures and play creatures, so this deck is having problems getting off of the baseline of Platinum, which is interesting because I thought it held up fairly well in Platinum last season. At a certain point there is just quote-unquote a string of bad luck. Oh man. That's even worse. I need to, yeah, that's even worse. I should have just probably mulliganed a 3rd time. I guess it would have been a 2nd time. But 1 more land will at least get me into my Enduring Innocence. Which is, just at this point, I hope and a prayer. Because I did miss, 2 land drops, or... At a certain point, I will probably just concede here if I fall too far behind. It's to surveil 3. Not sure I quite recognize this one. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, copy it, except that copy isn't legendary. Nice. And I don't have any enchantment control in my hand. So, that doesn't work well. I probably should have just mulliganed. One more time. At a certain point, though, I'm not gonna, like, drop out of platinum, so no real loss. It's just kind of questioning. If I wanted to do creatures, my token deck isn't that bad of an option. My landfall deck is probably my best option for creatures, but it doesn't necessarily have a lot for control. So it's going to be harder for me to get my kills. And there I'm basically happy. I mean, I still need to get 1 mana to get into either of my arena or my mortify. I can get my sidekick up or my nowhere to run up. That is a little slowed down though. Leapfrog. Leap guide. So for 1, he can return another creature he controls to his owner hand. There's a kind of a trick where it's like I can put a stun counter on it and then return him back and play him again and get another stun counter out of it. You can almost like stun lock if you play the right kind of frogs. I'm actually glad to see that plains. Assuming he's going to try and nope it. Nice. And it was actually a counter, it's not like I could have covered it. Offspringed it. So, he made cards in his hand. This spell cost creature cards in his hand perpetually gained, cost 1 less to cast. So he can play something big, cheap now. So now when I cast it, he gets to draw a card. The Wingbright Thief. Assuming he's going to pick my nowhere to run, my Wingbright Thief. Or my golden sidekick. It's going to be card draw for him. And it's when it enters, target opponent reveals each card in their hand. So, but once again, he can kick that back to replay it potentially. I'm almost assuming he is looking to do a counter. But I have the 2 to cover it if needed. Exile 1 target creature controls. And he gets to play it again. Nice. And as a 3/3, he got it out for, yeah, that's cheap. And once again, like the only thing I can do now is my golden sidekick. Doom. Look to drop his Savannah, see if he tries to counter it. Counter decks are kind of slow or painful. In this case, it's like, nah, that's most of my control now. See if he does it again. No instance. Now I can get the... It will cost me 1 life to get the Revenant up. So he could counter the creature spell. But not the instant. Or sorcery. He just can surveil, and he liked what he saw at least. And yeah, this is definitely the slow game. Assuming he's gonna just kick it back. The Wingbright Thief. Gonna make my golden sidekick doubled. Nope, picked my Mogul's Valor. At the beginning of your end step, exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Then if it's the first end step of this turn, there's an additional end step after this end step. So that's an interesting card. She's expensive. A cat druid. if I attack, I was trying to figure out the best way to go here. It doesn't really... He's not going to take the block. So he can trade out more life, and we'll just see. At a certain point, I'm good to move on. Spirited Simulacrum. And he gets the replacement card. I probably should have done the... Interesting. So we got 2 replacement cards out of it. I don't know why I wouldn't have actually gone for the other one. Once again, just moving on. Hopefully it doesn't drag this out. 'Cause yeah. Interesting mechanic with the kickback. Once again, not enough control. I think one of my strongest decks is my, like, life loop deck or my death loop deck, but it's not really one that I enjoy playing. The Bloodthirsty Conqueror is a good loop if you can get it out cheap. Doom doom. I'm not against it. I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily have much for... I'll need to get 1 mana to get into my card draw. That's assuming that I don't lose my sidekick. But with that being said, I am going to pay the 1... or get my Authority of Councils out. Looks like he's playing a rush deck. Glad to see the golden sidekick. Once again, I'm assuming he's just looking to kill it. Chainsaw. Deals 3 damage to target creature. And whenever it kills a creature, it gets a rev counter. And then equipped creature gets +X/+X, where it's the equipment's rev counter. So... he's just gonna keep killing and playing here, I think, for a minute. I don't have anything in this deck that'll actually help me deal with that artifact either. So he gets to manifest Dread. Alright, I'm glad to see that. I can have it come in tapped and make him sacrifice. I was thinking that might be a better option than allowing him to have a creature up. Go for the extra card draw. So, next round, I guess my Enduring Innocence. Let's see what he actually plays. I'm assuming he's looking to play it to the point. The Charred Foyer. It's card draw. And, yeah. I think at a certain point we're in the same boat. Or if he's playing a rush deck, he got an extra land out of the deal. Spitfire Logic. Landfall. Nowhere to Run's not going to get me there. I basically have to do the Fell. Which is going to leave me... Take action. Can I get a land out of the deal? I can. I can get my other bat up. So... Gets 2 though. 2 damage to any to each creature without flying. So, I don't know. He had the card draw up. He just must not have liked what he was looking at. But I'm glad for the win. I'm still not even like through one of my dailies. And I wouldn't mind like another win or two. This resets tomorrow. One of the decks I haven't played at all is my Landfall 2. I've rebuilt my Landfall deck to be more... I threw Vivian in the doubling seasons, because if I can get the doubling seasons out, then all of my counters double. I mean, that's the... I think it would work well in this deck. Let's see how the Landfall goes. I don't mind a quick run here. At a certain point, I am in no hurry. I can put in a good 45 minutes if I wanted, but rather just maybe like 30 if that. I don't know. I am glad to be working like a side project. My brother came up with an idea and I've been working on yet another side project. So here on 3 I can get out I was almost thinking my Terra Symbiosis is what I want. I'd like my card drop. They can't counter it. And they're playing white-green. Kind of curious what they are up to. They have an instant. Yep. No card draw for me. And then green, I should have figured that. Or even white. If I do the traveling chocobo, it basically burns all my mana, but then I can get the double trigger out on the landfall. I think that's the better option, because I can still do the Snakeskin Veil. So next round's gonna get me a Hardened Bond. I would like my land actually over basically anything. Because the Hardened Bond works on getting my counters up. My counters work on I don't know. It hits hard. And I wouldn't have even actually said like that stacked up or anything. Yeah, that was a quick win, and almost wondering about leaving it there. If I can get one more, it'd be nice. I'm an R&R from coding. One of the things I'll be interested in seeing is, I guess, making sure the video quality doesn't decrease, or the... I don't really have any creatures or anything I can do till 3. It looks a little slow, but I was wondering maybe about mulliganing it. And the performance comment was about having almost like a Docker stack CC in a way to be able to shut down resources, but how cleanly that works in like the grand scheme of things. It seems to be running smoothly, and I'm happy for it. That's a bit of a boo. They are playing a counter. Since I didn't actually burn my mana, he went looking for draw. Which is a little, I guess, unfortunate here. I'm gonna have to discard down. So look at X number of cards in your library, where X is the number of lands you control. I'm half tempted to drop one of my traveling chocobos, where X is the number of lands you control. Put one of those cards into your hand. If the spell was kicked, put 2 of those cards into your hand instead. You choose an artifact or creature from it. I discard it. He's playing... Control, probably? Let's see what he does. black-blue, he can actually just do a board wipe and... Oh, he's playing the mill deck. But the one advantage here, since he doesn't seem to be playing Graveyard Hate, he's going to counter it. Should have figured that one out. Or not necessarily. Because at least with that up, I can begin to, well, yeah, get some of my stuff back. Because I can do another land this round. Assuming he's looking at doing a wipe. If I do the Terra Symbiosis. Let's see, he has an instant. I'm assuming he's looking to counter. Or he's just going to kill it. I don't have the coverage to protect it. So, not a bad recovery. He's still going to kill it. Or nope, he's going to go for the draw. How many of the Consult the Star charts does he have in his graveyard at this point? I'll take the action for the draw. I'm still tapped out, so there's not... If he wants to kill it, he can. Star Rupture and flip my deck. Good game. At this point, I have no control for his... Because he can just flip the other half of it with the Riverturn Monument. And there's really nothing I can do about that. Either way, I'll play it out. And that is basically that. Because here you should just flip it and be done. It's what I run for my black-blue deck. Yeah, I don't know. The milled mechanic is good. Or, I mean, the Rupture and the Riverturn Monument. This deck did actually have, like, artifact control. I just didn't necessarily have any of it in my hand. I was actually just kind of wondering about what that did look like for artifact control. Because I don't actually think I have much in here for artifact control. Vivian's the only thing I have in here for artifact control. It is just based on being like a rush deck. And it can probably use some playing. But if it hits right, I think it can be really powerful. But 1 loss, 1 win, or at least 2 wins for the day. And I'm happy to call it. Look forward to doing some Magic in the future.